Christmas Day or whatever it is that you celebrate is still a few weeks away. But here at Baseball America, it's Christmas morning for us right now. It's Bowman Draft 2024. It is here. As we record this, it is release day. And I know I'm excited, but from the moment I first mentioned the words Bowman Draft to Baseball America college writer and just overall draft connoisseur Peter Flaherty, he has said, I can't wait to be a part of the Bowman Draft. I can't wait till it comes out. Peter, as I open this box and get us ready to rip, what is it about this set that you like so much?
Oh, man, it's been my favorite set for a while. So I've kind of been into cards for ever since I was little. My dad used to stop on his way home from work and pick up like a Topps jumbo pack or two for me to open. And as I got older, I started to find out more and more about what sets were released. And Bowman Draft was always one that piqued my interest as someone who's long been into the college side of things and the draft. So it's a fun way to pull the most recent draftees. And we've got a ton of high draft picks in this year's set. And I'm looking forward to ripping it open.
I heard everything you just said, but I need to interrupt you for a moment or just tell you these are one in every 50 boxes.
Oh, no way. I thought that was just the pack art.
One in every 50. No, that's the pack art. These are one in
We're
every
up to a good start on launch day.
These are special edition, as you can read about in Matt Pajak's preview story on baseballamerica.com right now. There are 4 cards in here. They all have some kind of parallel, like you see around the outside here with peanuts or sunflower seeds or something fun. There's also chances you get an autograph card out of 5 in one of these packs.
Oh, boy.
So
this is a hot. It's hard to get a hotter start like this because we haven't even opened a pack and we already got a 1 in 50.
And we're saving that for last. So if that bothers you, skip to the end of the video right now. But we have a lot of packs to get through yet. This is the standard box. For some reason, I thought that those specialty packs, I don't even know what they're called. We'll call them the fun pack. For some reason, I thought those were only in jumbos. This is your regular hobby. You've got 12 packs with 32 cards each in here. Cover these packs, Jack Caglione and Travis Bazzana, 2 of our favorites here at Baseball America. I was in such shock, by the way, when I saw that we had the bonus pack in this very first box. I hope I didn't miss anything crucial that you said or that you were asking me about. I'm sorry.
Nothing. It was just basically me saying that I love Bowman Draft, and getting that specialty pack on the first box on launch day is a further endorsement of it. But question for you, are there any cards or specific players that you're chasing in this year's draft? Or are you more on the collecting side?
So a little bit of both. It just came out earlier that there's the John Elway chase, which is sort of the little brother version of last year's Tom Brady chase in Bowman Draft. You don't get a player this year, respectfully to everybody in the set, like the Paul Skeens first Bowman chase from last year. I'm looking for the big names, but I'm also looking for some of the other names who we've read about here at baseballamerica.com and who you're going to be excited about and jump in on, who are worth putting aside, who might be the Paul Skeenses that we don't even know about yet. So I'm going to start ripping packs, and if you see anyone you like, let me know. Anyone in particular you're looking for?
No, I'm almost strictly on the collecting side. So when I open it every year, I have a big binder and I'll sort it year by year. And I put aside, as you'll probably start doing, I'll put aside all the paper and I put in everyone's first chrome. So I've built up a decent Rolodex over the last handful of years.
That's awesome. I love it. So as you can see, as Peter just mentioned, the first half of the pack is primarily paper. We're going to put the paper aside for most of the packs just because it gets very redundant. We have a lot of cards to open before we even get to our bonus pack. I will go through them here in the first pack just so you can kind of get a look. Already seeing some color there in the back, already an insert, so we'll see. So we start with Luke Keyshaw, Luis Baez, Zaire Hope. This is a name that I have seen repeatedly mentioned here at baseballamerica.com. Talk about this guy for a moment, Peter, if you will.
I was going to say, if that was his first Bowman, that would have been a really good pull, especially if it was his chrome. But he's in a prior set. But he's been one of the hotter prospects. Had a great showing this spring in the Dodger system, followed up with a solid fall stint in the Arizona Fall League. I know that around the industry, he's one of the hotter names, and he's got a big fat up arrow next to his name.
We have a lot of people here on staff who are very, very high on this guy. So I'm not gonna sleeve him because it's paper based, respectfully, but I'm gonna put that aside in the hit pile for now. Braylon Morrell, Derniche Valdez, Chandler Welch on the first, Pablo Guerrero, Max Clark, another highly rated Baseball America prospect. I'll put him aside too. Harry Ford of the Mariners, Yoenis Cespedes, Casey Cook, Jamie Ferrer, Eli Serrano, Aiden May, Blake Wright, Theo Gillen, Jacob Cozart, J.D. Dix, Braden Montgomery, Nick Kurtz, another one of the
Ooh.
huge chases in this set. I'm going to put him aside too. Dylan Dreiling and Ariel Armas. That is the only pack we're going to go through the paper base on. The rest of them, we're going to set it aside. We'll show you guys the chrome, the inserts, the colored cards, the autographs, anything like that. So we start with Josue De Paula on the chrome. Arjun Namala. We're off to a hell of a start. We've opened one pack and we've seen another pack. We have Zaire. Is it Zaire? Is that how you pronounce it?
Zaire, yeah. A slight upgrade from the paper to the chrome.
We'll take that. I'm actually going to sleeve that. You'll notice, by the way, Peter, that I'm sleeving off camera. That's because some guy in the YouTube comments a few videos ago gave me a complex about how I put cards into top loaders. He says that
that would get so in my head. I don't blame you.
Yet another reason to never read the comments on anything. I love you, YouTube. You know what I'm joking, but it gave me a little bit of a complex. So
that would get me domed up.
We've got Brock Porter, Dalton Rushing, pretty Dodgers heavy pack here so far. Luis Guanipa, Brock Wilken on the blue. Not seeing it's numbered, but that's a nice card. Walker Jenkins, I believe this is called the Plasma Power. Yep, the Plasma Power insert. Fenwick Trimble on the refractor and Felnin Celestin on the refractor. So I'm counting on you here because you know a lot more about these guys than I do. If you see anybody who warrants putting aside or warrants a good sleeving or anything, let me know.
Yeah, if Kurtz and Montgomery were chrome, they'd be no brainers. Everyone knows them by now because they're household names, but that's a solid start, even though it's paper.
We take it. So we skip ahead to the chrome. We've got Braylon Brazaban, Sebastian Walcott. Now, Peter, I just want you to know how much pressure you're under here because you're the fourth Baseball America staffer that I've done breaks with. I pulled a 1-of-1 Superfractor with JJ, a 1-of-1 printing plate with Jeff, and an Aaron Judge number to 10 with Matt that's probably worth about $1,000. So
I've got enormous shoes to fill.
You have huge shoes to fill, but that pack that we're saving for the very end there, we got one of the special packs. Hopefully there's something fun in there, so we'll see. We got Sebastian Walcott, Tink Hence, who I met at the Prospect Pad in Seattle last year and is one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, by the way. I love Tink Hence. Yoelen Cespedes, Enrique Bradfield Jr. Just want to make sure these are clear enough on camera. Braylon Morrell, Byron Churio, In-Tune insert. This is kind of an interesting one. Paulino Santana, Titus Sissel on the refractor, and Tanner Jones on the refractor.
I like to think, at least when I'm opening up my packs and my first couple are slow, I like to think that it's only gonna heat up and I'm gonna have a hot second half of the box.
If your first pack is great, it's first pack magic. If the whole box is stinky, then it's last pack magic. And if the last pack thing, it is what it is. We got Ryan Johnson of the Angels. We got Titus Sissel of the D-backs. Hunter Cranton. Seaver King.
Nice.
That's
a good pull. King is one of the toolsier guys in last year's draft. There's a ton of upside, up the middle profile, just an explosive athlete. And then up at the top, you had the big velo boys with Ryan Johnson and Hunter Cranton. Cranton's a reliever all the way, but Ryan Johnson's an interesting profile. Sinker slider, or not sinker slider, but two-seam fastball up to 100 and a really, really good sweeping slider that was one of the best of its kind in the draft. So that was a good pack.
And just a reminder for everybody, this is where Baseball America comes in handy for a release like this one. Because if you go around to a lot of the other breakers, and I say this out of respect because I love watching them, they have about 5 or 6 names that they know, and they're just telling you the same stuff, a lot of which they're getting from Baseball America. You come to baseballamerica.com, literally every player in the set has a full in-depth scouting report, and the most up-to-date one in the industry from the very people who cover them constantly. This is what we do. They don't like when I say this, but we invented this stuff, and people like Peter and our other experts are going to bring you right in and tell you where the value is on all of these guys, so who to put aside. So,
oh yeah, even if you want to know about whether it's Braden Montgomery or Nick Kurtz or even Titus Sissel, who we've pulled twice, everyone in this set does have a report. So
you will get so much more value out of this set. BaseballAmerica.com. Trust me on that. We got Carson Bench, Brody Brecht, Bryce Mekich. If I'm mispronouncing names, I am sorry. We'll figure it out later. Another In-Tune.
On the money so far.
Thank you. Carson Bench, In-Tune. Ty Southazine. Sorry about that. And George Lombard Jr. on the refractor.
That's another good pack. Benj I really like a lot. Fun tools with him. Brody Brecht was, from a stuff standpoint, is kind of unmatched in last year's draft. The key is just going to be throwing enough strikes. But like I said, we're starting to heat up a little. The trend is our friend.
We like it. We like it. And I keep forgetting to do that thing where you kind of spread the cards out a little bit to see what's coming, a little tease.
I know. I'm like sitting behind the screen, like trying to squint to see if I see any sort of ink.
We're live to tape here, so just throw production notes out at me. I am not a breaker. Not like my favorite in the industry is one of my favorites is Striker Breaks. I love the guy. He's great. I love the guys on Cash Cards Unlimited. I love Filth Bomb. I love a lot of those guys. I'm not a breaker. I'm a schmuck who gets cards and has fun talking about them with people who are experts on the people on the cards. So throw feedback, whatever you want to do, bring it. So we got Noble Meyer, Cooper Pratt, Tommy Troy, Miles Naylor, Jeremy Rodriguez, Rainer Arias. We have Agustin Ramirez on the blue. This is one of those inserts now where they have the players looking like the hangy toys at the old Toys R Us. So we got James Tibbs III on the insert.
That's a cool one. I like that one. I'm not a huge insert fan typically, but that one is actually really cool.
I'm going to sleeve it just because it's die cut, and I'm always worried. I'm such a klutz. I don't know if you've seen in past breaks, I've literally knocked the stage over at times, and who knows what will happen with this camera, but just to be safe, especially with a die cut. See if I can top load it here. I shouldn't have this much psychological angst about sleeving baseball cards, but that's the life.
I don't blame. That's the most pressure packed kind of part of it. Like if I pull a good auto and the sleeving it is like the most high stakes thing.
Well, what I'm running into also is that there's so many packs and there's such fat packs in this set here. I feel like I'm very limited in terms of the stage we have here. So, we'll work itself out. So we got Brody Brecht and Davison De Los Santos on the refractors to close out the pack.
Another Brecht is nice, and De Los Santos is a big riser in the Marlin system, but it's not his first. So,
okay. If you see anybody here like in the moment as I'm opening it, and you're like, put him aside now, just
absolutely, that's what I got my eyes on.
Jump in here. We have looks like a gold coming up, so we're gonna save that for last. I'm gonna quickly put other stuff behind it. If you saw
gold
anything
is
else.
out of 50, I believe, right?
Yep.
At least
gold
in the past, it has been.
Yep. Gold is 50, orange is 25, red is 5, black is 10. There's
Sparkle's like 72 or 73, something like it can be at least.
They also have inserts in this set that's out of 71.
That might be 71 then, because in whatever set Henry Davis was in, I actually pulled his Sparkle auto refractor, and I was like freaking out in the moment. Obviously, it hasn't aged quite well, but I'll always remember the Sparkle being like some odd 70 number.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Love it. We got Blake Larson, Carter Holton, Boston Bateman, Ryan Waldschmidt on the first, Cam Smith.
Oh, he's one to put aside for sure. He had one of the better pro debuts of anyone. It was kind of him, Christian Moore, and Nick Kurtz on the position player side. He ascended really quickly through the Cubs system. He made it up to here into promotion to AA. The hit tools made enormous strides. There's legit power. He's a fun one. And then also Ryan Waldschmidt's another one that falls into that hit power bucket even more so than Cam Smith. So that's a great pack, especially where it's position player heavy on the Chrome side.
I'm going to sleeve Ryan Waldschmidt, and I'm also going to build some anticipation because you can't see it because it's putting down here, but the card right after Cam Smith in the set, if you haven't seen it already, is one we're also going to want to sleeve.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Well, I'm going to slowly reveal it here on camera.
Oh, there we go. That's a great pull.
So every breaker and their mother, again, respectfully to the breakers, I love the breakers, is telling you Jack Caglianone, he's great, and they're shouting his name and whatever. While I'm sleeving this and getting this ready, give me some insight on this guy. Tell me why we should be excited about this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of the most notable names in last year's draft, even dating back to his true freshman year. There's legitimate two-way potential with him. He won't do both in the big leagues, but I mean, from a loudness standpoint on both sides of the baseball, he's unmatched. He's got top of the scale raw power. On the mound, he's up to 100, 101 from the left side. The key is just going to be making contact enough to tap into that game-breaking power. But he's, from an upside standpoint, he's got some of the most in this year's class. And he's one of the chase guys in this year's set, as you mentioned. And I know that at least in years past with Bowman, those guys have been harder to pull, like the Cagliones and the Bazzanas. Like you'll have guys pop up like Titus Sissel, who you'll get a few times, maybe 3, 4, 5 times in a box, but Caglione and Bazzana is rare, even getting just their chrome. So that's a really valuable get, I think.
We take it, and it's going right here on the stage, and there is a stage here. It's just a little crowded because there's so many cards in this release, but we're skipping straight ahead. Don't forget, we still have a gold in this
Connor
pack,
Griffin
too.
insert. That's cool.
We got a Connor Griffin insert. Talk to me about Connor Griffin. I'm going to sleeve this guy, too. I'm running out of sleeves here.
So from a tools and upside standpoint, I mean, he might have the highest ceiling and biggest 5-tool upside of anyone in the draft. Like with him, the ceiling is immense. As I said, there's legitimate 5-tool upside with him. The key is just going to be getting to it all. So up the middle profile, just huge tools across the board. So he's a really fun player.
The Pirates keep hitting in these drafts, man. You can't go wrong. Bet on the Pirates. It's something that's never been said before ever. Joking. Hunter Cranton on the refractor. Don't forget we skipped ahead a little bit here so we could end with the gold. So we'll see how that is. We got Caden Dana of the Angels, who
I'm excited for the gold.
I don't want to spoil anything, by the way, about the Angels because their top 10 as of when we're recording this has not yet launched on baseballamerica.com, but Caden Dana is pretty good. And then for the gold, for the Diamondbacks.
Ooh, I don't know if it's a first. Ooh, it's not a first, but
it's not a first, but it's at a 75 actually. So it's a
interesting.
So it's a yellow, I think, because gold would be to 50. So a yellow at a 75 of Tommy Troy.
Nice. He was 12th overall pick a couple of years ago. Had a down year this year, but bounced back really nicely in the Arizona Fall League. Was an all-star. Had a nice fall. So a numbered pull of him is good.
We've never met in person, Peter. Baseball America is a remote company, as you guys know. But I'm 6'5" and like 275 pounds, and I'm huge, and I got big, meaty hands. And the way that the stage is set up, it's really ridiculous here. So I'm just doing my best right now not to wreck the whole thing. So we will try.
It looks great for what it's worth.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. So this is our 6th pack, so we are halfway home. And if I am understanding correctly, by the way, that we have 3 autos still coming up, they will be in the bottom 3 packs of each one. That is not a universal rule, but from what I've seen so far, that seems to be the case. So we put our paper aside, and it looks like mostly just chrome in this pack, but we'll see who we get. We'll take it. We have Carter Matheson for the Phillies, Nate Dome for the Mets on the 1st, Lou Coleman for the Reds on the 1st, Griffin Burkholder for the Phillies on the 1st. Peter, I don't know if you're like me, but I have literally boxes and cases filled with just Bowman first here, just waiting to see who pans out because you never know.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan Santucci on the 1st. Kellen Lindsay on the 1st, this year's Dodgers top pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I'll check baseballamerica.com later to confirm. Theo Gillen for the Rays on the 1st. We have Bryce Rayner on the Plasma Power insert. And then our refractors this pack, Colt Emerson for the Mariners and Bryce Meckage of the Brewers. And again, not to give too much away, but when the Mariners rankings top 10 come out, if they haven't already by this point, Colt Emerson, we like Colt Emerson. So I'm actually
very much so. Good pack for pitchers. Holman, Santucci, Message again. There was one more you got, but Santucci's an interesting one. Fastball up to 97 with carrying life, above average slider. I hope he throws his changeup more. Holman again up to 95 with some life at the top, an above average downer curveball, and then Bryce Message didn't allow a hit all spring. And then with the Brewers, it's always fun. Like the Brewers, the Mariners, the Rays, kind of those orgs that you have tabbed as fun developmental pairings with arms. The Guardians fall into that bucket as well.
So just to give people a little bit of insight here at Baseball America. So we're breaking 2 boxes today. We're not going to post both videos today, but we're breaking 2 boxes today. And we said whichever box gets us the bigger hits, we'll post today, and then we'll save the other one for a few days from now. And I'm sure there'll be big hits there too, but we want to best foot forward. So we opened with the specialty pack that's 1 in every 50 boxes. We've already gotten Tommy Troy to 75. We've got Connor Griffin. We've got Jack Caglione. We've still got half the thing left. We still have all of our autos left. Something tells me this is the video we're going to be posting today on release day, but we'll see. And if you're first seeing this on Friday, then
the other box must have been really good too.
Must have been like, John Elway's, gold watch in there or something. Anyway, so pack number 7 here. We got Green up ahead. Samuel Basallo.
Green is, I think, a some in the triple digits, I believe.
I think so. Some of the greens in Bowman, though, aren't even numbered. They're just green parallels.
That's right. Yeah.
We'll see.
It's like the sky blue too. Sky blue used to be to, I think, $4.99 or $4 something, and then it went away, I think, recently, or it's inconsistent. But anyways.
Well, we'll see what comes up here. So we got Samuel Basallo for the Orioles, Vladimir Asensio for the Red Sox, Perdomo for the Braves. We'll take that. Aiden Major first for the Guardians, LP Langevin for the Royals. I'm convinced half of these names are made up, by the way. That's why I like being able to look up on our website who's who. Chandler Welch for the Brewers. DeVries. We got DeVries and Perdomo in the same pack.
If DeVries, that again, top prospect in the Padres system, who actually I have for the handbook. So it was nice to see Boston Bateman get pulled as well. But I got to check on what DeVries' first is at right now. I'm just fascinated to see where he's at.
I'm going to sleeve this. And before we get to the big hits in this pack here, just go for it. Talk to me.
I was going to say Langevin is an interesting pull. He's a reliever all the way, but he kind of screams fast riser to me. He's kind of a data darling in last year's draft, had one of the more impressive fastballs. I think his 45 or 46% whiff rate on the pitch led all Division I arms. Has a really advanced feel for spin. If he's around the zone enough, he's gonna get a ton of whiffs with both of his primary pitches. So that's one to be excited about. He won't have a ton of value on the card market at all, but just from a prospect standpoint, he's someone you could see in the big leagues sooner rather than later.
Good to know. Happy to take. So we got a few hits left from this pack. We have Davison De Los Santos on the green for the Marlins.
Nice.
And our refractors are Jared DeBerry of the Brewers and Jared Cerna for the Marlins.
A lot of Brewers arms. We've got Message, Chandler Welch, I believe, and now Jerome DeBerry. DeBerry's a really interesting one. At a Dallas Baptist, Ryan Johnson got all the love. But DeBerry, I think from a developmental standpoint and getting him with the Brewers, that's a really intriguing mix. Ooh, an orange.
I see an orange, so I left one of the paper base ones there.
Oh, that's right. It's a paper.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. Actually, no, that's not a paper. That's Francisco Valorio. That is paper, but it's Francisco Valorio 1 out of 25 on the paper.
Nice.
We'll take a 1 out of 25.
Anytime I get something to 25 or 50 or 70, whether it's paper, a chrome, or for an auto, I'll always put it aside and sleeve it. I'm a big fan of the numbered pulls, especially the lower ones.
Absolutely. I'm running out of room here. I don't know what I'm going to do. And that takes us to Baseball America's #1 prospect, Roman Anthony. Shea-Ing Lin for the Reds. Emil Morales for the Dodgers. Griffin Herring for the Yankees. Grant Shepardson on the Marlins. Rafe Schlesinger for the Guardians on the first. Gerald Perez for the White Sox. Carson Benj on the Plasma Power. And then we have Seaver King and Yohandri Morales on the refractor.
King parallel.
I'm going to take the King parallel. That's getting sleeved up.
I like that. And then speaking of developmental pairings with arms, Rafe Schlesinger is a fun one with the Guardians. Had a breakout year last year at Miami. It was his first year pitching full time in the Canes rotation. Attacks from a ultra low, borderline ultra low 3/4, borderline sidearm slot. Fastball up to 97 kind of explodes out of that low slot, and he pairs it with a really long and sweeping slider with some teeth. So I'm excited to see how the Guardians develop him.
So am I.
Ooh, Rhett Lauder. I know it's his second, but still he was one of the fastest risers of anyone in the 23 draft. Already made his big league debut. Off to a good start with the Reds.
This guy here with kind of the outside that looks kind of
that's a black something. Hopefully it's auto.
So I just want to say we've already pulled out of 25. We've already pulled out of 75. We've already pulled Jack Caglione. We have the bonus pack coming up. We're saving that for last. We have 3 autos coming up, although this might be an auto, but we still have 3 autos. We haven't seen any of them yet. And who knows what that is. So we're going to save that for last. I'm going to start actually with the insert in the refractor because why not? It's our show. We can make the rules here.
Exactly. Whenever I see something and I fan them out like that and I see a different color or something like that, I always get so sidetracked and looking at the other cards. I breeze through all of them.
You never know. So
oh, cool. Emil Morales insert. Nice. And then I just put it to the side.
We still have at least 4, if not 5 big hits here, and it's already been a productive box. So we'll see here. We got Emil Morales on the in-tune insert. We have Josh Hartle on the refractor. Remember, we skipped ahead a little bit here. We have Mick Abel on the refractor. We have Rhett Lauder, tippy top prospect for the Cincinnati Reds. Excited to see him. We have Aiden Miller, tippy top prospect for the Phillies. Eduardo Herrera for the Red Sox. Doel Joseph for the Mariners. Fernando Cruz for the Cubs. Chase Alsup for the Orioles. And our special card here for your Texas Rangers.
It's a Rangers first. I'm trying to think.
It's not an auto.
Ooh, Dylan Dreiling. That's a good pull.
Out of 100.
Nice. Okay. I'm getting a feel now for what all of these different refractors are out of in this year. But Dreiling had a really good year at Tennessee, was sophomore eligible, saw himself steadily ascend up draft boards into a day one pick, intriguing hit power blend, polished approach, legit impact, fun position player.
I just want to point out to everybody, this is what Baseball America writers can come up with off the top of their heads, and it's all legit, and it's all real, and it's very insightful. Go to baseballamerica.com, subscribe now. If you're a baseball card collector, if you play fantasy baseball, Baseball America, the subscription pays for itself literally in the first couple of weeks. Between knowing which cards to invest in, knowing who to pick up in fantasy. I won $1,000 in a dynasty keeper league last year because of Baseball America, and I tell Jeff and Dylan White that all the time. So, Peter, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I was going to say, to your point, before I was an employee of Baseball America, I was a subscriber, and I also actually won it was just with my buddies, a much lower stakes fantasy baseball league, but I also won some fantasy league because I snagged I would just scour the articles every week, and I just put in waiver claims for all those guys or draft them.
It's almost like insider trading, only it's completely legit because
exactly.
So we have 3 packs left. All 3 of them, each of them will have an auto. And we have our bonus pack, which we are saving for last. So, Peter, pick which one we're going to look at first here. And
simpleton pick, but I'll go with the middle.
Okay. All right. We have 3 autos and a bonus pack left. It has already been a terrific break. We've already got a ton of stuff here. I'm running out of room for all this paper base on my desk here.
Caminiti, that's it. I believe that's Caminiti. Yeah, that's a good start. One of the highly touted prep pitchers in last year's draft. Athletic lefty with a fastball up to 98 with serious life through the zone. Key is just going to be developing breaking balls, but he was the first prep pitcher off the board. So that's a good tone setter in this pack.
I'm going to put him aside here. I'm not going to sleeve him because I'm running out of top loaders here, but we have Ben Hess of the Yankees, big pick from this year. Cole Messina of the Rockies. Tyson Lewis for the Reds. Woody Hedin for the Tigers on the first. Eddie Rinders for the Pirates on the first. Our autograph is Titus Sissel.
Our favorite. I think he's been pulled 3 or 4 times already.
What do you know about this guy?
Oh, I was going to say I was hoping that it wasn't a Titus Sissel auto only because I don't know a whole lot about him. But he was kind of a guy, a name that we were asking about and kicking around last year. He ranked on the back part of the 500. He's got to fill out his frame and add some strength to it. But he's going to get more physical and stronger. He's got plus speed. And I think that there's a chance, he's got an up the middle type profile, which is always appealing from a prospect status and developmental status. So it's kind of a contact oriented stroke. So it's more upside than it is now tools, but a potentially fun player down the line as he continues to mature and get stronger and add impact. So
that's someone you don't know a lot about.
No, exactly.
Well, I'll take it. Or as they say on most of the streams, Titus Sissel on the auto, all right. And that's I'm joking, by the way. I swear I love watching the streams. We got Aiden Miller on the in-tune. We have Carson Benj on the refractor, and we have Juan Baez on the refractor.
Nice. A Benj and a King refractor. That's almost as good as you can kind of get on the chrome refractors.
I'm gonna sleeve that Benj real quick here. You guys enjoying that I'm doing all the sleeving off camera? I can give you a little hint of it here, but
the same commenter is going to comment back and be like, "How do I know it's legit that you're sleeving?" So then you'll be boxed into sleeving on camera again.
All right, now that we have a little bit more room to play with here, we can make this look a little bit prettier here. I don't want to get in the way of our special pack that's coming up here. We still have 2 autographs left, and we have whatever that pack's called. I'm losing my mind. It's been a very long week. We closed our January double issue this week. We closed our annual almanac this week. We got a bunch of big baseball releases here. There's a lot of fun stuff right now going on baseballamerica.com. So it looks like it might another base auto, but we'll see who we get here. We start with Josh Hartle from the Pirates on the first. Kavaris Tears from the Padres on the first. Zach Earhart from the Red Sox on the first. Ariel Armes for the Cubs on the first. Billy Amick for the Twins on the first. Nick McLean for the White Sox on the first. And then our auto pitcher for the Braves. Any guesses?
Ooh, is that Caminiti?
Herrick Hernandez out of 499.
All right. There we go. Numbered auto is always good. Hernandez is a guy, came out of Miami. He actually had one of the better pro debuts of like underratedly of anyone in the Braves system. I'll pull up his numbers right now. Across 2 levels, 6 2/3 innings, 12 Ks to no walks. His slider is one of the best in Atlanta's system right now. Potentially relieverish profile, but anytime you get a numbered auto, I think it's a really good pull, and he's off to a strong start. So definitely a name to circle and keep tabs on, especially if you're a Braves fan. That's a name to know in the system.
We will take it. We're happy to take it. We got Paulino Santana on the Plasma Power, and then our refractors in this pack are Ryan Johnson and Clark Candiotti. Last pack magic. Peter, do you have any?
I was going to say, I feel another numbered auto coming. Lower than 250, I'll say.
Okay. Well, I'm happy to take that. And don't forget, it's actually not last pack because we still have that guy coming up, the bonus pack, where we stand a chance of getting a special card number to 5, an auto out of 5. But there's definitely an auto in this pack. Do you have any superstitions or anything when it comes to cards or opening anything special, or you just kind of dive right in? And
so how I do it is, like, if I know I'm getting an auto, and I like typically they'll come in the back of the pack, potentially the last card, and I open it the same way you do. So I'll kind of like look away. So I don't even want to see the logo or the name or anything like that. And I'll flip it immediately. And then I do what you do. I discard the paper, and then I'll sleeve all the chromes that are non-duplicates, put it in my binder, and then I'll like top load and penny sleeve the autos. Ooh, well, that's a really good pull to start off.
Speaking of sleeving, I'm going to sleeve this guy. Talk to me about Connor Griffin.
No doubt. We touched on him a little bit when you got the cool insert of him, but from a tool standpoint, he's the very definition of a tool shed. It's legit 5-tool upside as a position player, freak athlete, up the middle type of guy. And then on the mound, that would be a last resort kind of a break in case of emergency. But he's also he's legit on the. I really liked him on the mound. He's up to 96. Again, the athleticism really stands out. But as a position player, it's a really, really loud and intriguing mix of tools. So. One of the higher ceilings in this year's draft, perhaps the highest. The key is just going to be getting there.
We'll take them. Pirates it's going to be an interesting team here in the coming years. We got Carter Johnson, Drew Beam, Dakota Jordan, Daniel Egan, Josh Caron. Our autograph's coming up next. It looks like a base auto, which is all right. Another
Brewers hitter, it looks like. Oh, Blake Burke. That's a great one. So at least for me, Caglione gets all the love or a lot of love, and rightfully so, when it comes to talking about the most power in last year's draft class. I think the only guy who can go toe to toe with him from a power standpoint, or one of the only guys, is Blake Burke. It's comfortably 70 on the 20/80 scale, but he's not just a power only guy. There's feel for the barrel. He's got quick hands. There's a present hit tool. So I think offensively, he's got a chance to be a potentially really high impact guy in the middle of the order in the future.
So we get Blake Burke there. We have Braden Montgomery on the draft night insert. And then our refractors in our last pack are Tyson Neighbors and Kavaris Tears.
Double Padres. I like it. Tyson Neighbors, he fits into that bucket of fast moving reliever, hellacious 2-pitch mix with his fastball up to 96, 97. With carry through the zone, pairs it with a sharp downer curveball. Slider also gets swings and misses. And then Kavaris Tears is in a very similar breath to Dylan Dreiling, one of those fast rising Tennessee hitters who, once he found himself in a more prominent role last year for the Vols, made a really key impact and was a key reason as to why they were able to dogpile in Omaha.
Love it. Well, respectfully to them, respectfully to the Padres.
I was gonna say that I've been having a staring contest with that pack for the entire video. I'm very intrigued to see what's in there.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to the main event of our break today. We've gotten a lot of good hits so far, a lot of the big names, some decent autos, some fun inserts, some good numbered cards. This is the thing that I'm really, really excited about right now, even more so than the box, if you can believe it. This is 1 in 50 boxes. There are 4 cards in here. They all have kind of a parallel with one of these kind of foodish items on the outside here. And there are special edition autos in some of these packs, not all of them, that are numbered to 5. So let's see what we got. We will start with.
I'm curious, are there any oh, wow.
We are starting with our buddy Jack with the sunflower seeds on the outside.
That's so cool. So is it numbered or is it just like a unique sunflower seed parallel?
I'm going to put those down there. I think it's just a unique parallel.
That's not really cool. Regardless, though, it kind of is numbered because you're getting it 1 in every 50 boxes, and it's not even going to be Caglione, so you can't really like put a number on it. But I mean, that's about as good of a start as you can hope for.
To the guy on our YouTube comments, by the way, who gives me for how I sleeve. I'm sorry that I just dropped the card also, but I promise you I was careful when I picked it up.
That's okay. It's still a PSA 10 to me.
I'll take it. Jack Caglione on the sunflower seed parallel.
That's a really sleek looking card. I like it.
We're going to start with that. I'm going to take some of the stuff down off the stand here because I have a feeling we're going to want to sleeve all 4 cards. We'll recap everything in a few minutes, I promise here. So we're starting with Jack. Our next card, I'm just going to slowly lift them up here. We have Ryan Waldschmidt with the peanut shells on the outside.
Again, we talked about Waldschmidt at the top a little bit, but above average hit, above average power, really fun, and I think appealing offensive profile. And so at least getting a feel for this pack, it seems like you're going to get a sunflower seed, a peanut, a bubble gum, it looks like, and then if there are 5 cards, I'm kind of getting a feel for it a little bit.
Well, there's only 4 cards, so I don't even know what we'll get here, but we'll see. All right. Well, the next card I have already put behind this one here. I have not looked at it yet, but I want to do this slow reveal here, even though this is already sleeved. So for your New York Mets, with whatever that is on the outside here, I'm sure we'll find out. We have a pitcher for the Mets, Brandon Sproat.
Not a first, but again, one of the more notable arms in the system. Had a really strong 2024. Could be making his big league debut as soon as 2025. From a stuff standpoint, it's really loud. Fastball, slider, splitter, all really play. So fun arsenal with him and a really cool insert, I think. Not even an insert, but a really cool card to get, even though it's his maybe third Bowman. I like it.
Yeah, he's been around for a little bit. But nice top prospect in the Mets system here. And so for our last card, we're going to cover it up with the pack here. So again, these are super limited edition. There's 1 in every 50 boxes, and every once in a while you get an autographed card numbered to 5. So we need some last card magic here, Peter, okay?
Oh, if it's a Bazana to 5, I might. Ooh, all right. Diamondback pitcher. Let's see. It looks like a bubble gum, so I don't know if it's going to be numbered.
It does look like a bubble gum.
Still really cool. I like the idea that they had with this, and it's a cool.
Daniel Egan. That's numbered.
Whoa.
And that's an autograph.
Wow.
Daniel Egan autographed bubblegum insert numbered to 5 on the 1st.
That's legit.
That's
an honor. I totally reverse jinxed it. I was like, oh, it's just a bubblegum insert, not numbered, not an auto. And it was a 5 of 5 auto. And I think it's even cooler when you get like either 1 out of or the number out of. Like, so 5 of 5, I think, is even cooler than like 3 of 5.
The bookend, as they say in the industry. Daniel Egan of the Diamondbacks, 5 of 5 on the bubblegum auto.
He's a fun arm. So he was another guy that Carlos and I had kind of tabbed as a steady riser reasonably early in the spring, continued to ascend up draft boards. Fastball was up to 96. has 2 distinct breaking balls, both of which generated whiff rates north of 50% last spring with Presbyterian. His curveball is kind of a more downer pitch with bigger shape. And then his slider has more kind of like 3/4 to 2-point tilt, but a really fun arm, exciting arsenal. And then really anyone you get that's a out of 5 auto, it's hard to not be fired up about. So I think he's a guy that I'm now always going to be pulling for just because of that.
I was giving you know what, we don't want to use the word because we're a family friendly break here. Earlier in the show, you better deliver because everyone I've broken with is we've gotten at least one monster. I think you got us our monster. So thank you for that, Peter. This is an awesome card. I'm
fired up. I'm happy to. I don't know if it'll quite live up to the potentially $1,000 Aaron Judge card, but a number to 5 auto is statistically and literally very hard to top. So
I'll take it, and it's super hot right now. So let's do a quick recap here. Some of the ones we didn't sleeve, but that we put aside here. We have Cam Caminiti on the chrome, Aiden Miller, Rhett Lauder, Roman Anthony, Nick Kurtz on the paper, and Zaire Hope on the paper. We had, in no particular order, by the way, we have Jack Caglianone on the first. We have Dylan Dreiling, number 200. We have Francisco Valorio on the orange paper, but numbered 1 out of 25. So we got both bookends. We got a 1 of 25 and a 5 of 5 in this break. We have Zaire Hope on the chrome. We have Herrick Hernandez autograph, 316 out of 499 on the first for the Braves. Tommy Troy out of 75 for the Diamondbacks. Titus Sissel autograph on the first for the Diamondbacks. Blake Burke autographed on the first for the Brewers. Connor Griffin on the chrome. Carson Benj on the refractor. We did okay, my friend. We have Cam Smith on the chrome. We have the James Tibbs insert, which I'll take the other cards away so you can kind of see how that looks there.
That insert art's really cool. I like that a lot.
That's kind of fun. We have Connor Griffin on the draft night insert. We have Seaver King. We have Seaver King on the refractor. We have Leo DeVries. We have Colt Emerson on the refractor. We have Ryan Waldschmidt on the chrome. We have the cards from our special pack, and we'll figure out what they're called. We'll put it in the title of the video, and I'm sorry. I'm not thinking of it right now. I'm still in shock, and we pulled that half an hour ago at this point. We have Jack Caglianone with peanut shells around him. We have Brandon Sproat for the Mets. We have Ryan Waldschmidt also with peanuts. And our big hit from the break, Daniel Egan, on-card autographed, 5 of 5, surrounded by bubblegum.
That thing is sweet. And even with how the light hits the gumball, like the art is so pretty, and 5 of 5 auto is legit. And that's a fun arm as well. So
we will.
It's a really hot start.
We will take it. I'm speechless, as I tend to get when we hit the nukes. So, Peter, any final thoughts here as we wrap up?
As a Bowman Draft Nick myself, and like having, I guess, no pun intended, struck out on boxes in the past, I mean, that's I think a really big time box to set the tone. I mean, you got a couple of Caglianone first chromes, especially the sunflower seed one, I think is the coolest one. We got a 5 of 5 auto, a couple of position player autos. Really intriguing first chromes with Connor Griffin, Cam Caminiti, Brody Brecht, a handful of others I'm sure I'm leaving off. Carson Benj, Seaver King. A lot of high-end position players, some fun arms, and then you hit the nuclear whale kind of at the end with Daniel Egan. So I'd say that was a really strong start. Maybe you got not to jinx your next 2 boxes that you're opening, but it could be it could be a hot box order. So Egan might only be the start.
We'll you know what? We'll take it. And even if it's the start, the finish, whatever it is, we're happy to take it. Anyway, don't forget baseballamerica.com. We are updating our top 10s every single day. We have the most up-to-date information on prospects in the industry. If you enjoyed Peter's insight today, we've only scratched the surface. Go subscribe, log in now, take care of it. It will pay off in minutes, I promise you. And if you're into fantasy baseball or you're just a huge fan, it's the best baseball investment that you can make. For Peter, I'm Seth. Thank you very much for joining us today. I got to find out how much these things are worth.